Log off, shut down, and get outside at the Reichert Road area of Rentschler Forest MetroPark, located in Fairfield Township. Hi and welcome. My name is Becky Vanderpool. I'm the Senior Manager of Park Connections with MetroParks of Butler County. Today I'm at the Reichert Road area of Rentschler Forest MetroPark, enjoying the changing of the leaves and colors around me. The examples and colors I'll be sharing with you today are just samples of what you will see whether you visit Rentschler Forest or any one of the other MetroParks of Butler County locations. Log off, shut down, and get outside really soon to enjoy these colors before they're gone. Some of the trees here are still green, while others, like this one, are already bright yellow. Orange and shades of brown are other colors you will see as the leaves on the trees begin to change. Another color of fall is the red, like on this tree here at Rentschler Forest. So why do the leaves change colors in the fall? Leaves are colored by molecules called pigments. The colors that we are seeing as the leaves change were present all spring and summer. However, the green pigment, called chlorophyll, was so much more dominant until now. But why? Chlorophyll is used by trees and plants to make food using sunlight. This time of year, when the days get shorter and the temperatures turn colder, chlorophyll goes away and the other pigments get their turn to show through. The yellows and oranges we see in the fall come from a pigment called carotenoids. Anthocyanins are the plant pigments that cause red, pink, or purple colors in the leaves in the fall. Some trees turn only yellows and oranges, others turn more red and purples, and still others, like oak trees, turn mostly brown. All of the colors, though, are due to the mixture of leftover chlorophyll and the other pigments in its leaves. So thanks for spending some time with me here today at Rentschler Forest MetroPark as I explore the colors and the changing of the seasons. Next, I have an experiment for you to try from home. There's just a small list of supplies that you'll need. Because taking plants and animals from the parks is prohibited, I'm going to leave Rentschler Forest and head home to do this experiment from my own backyard. Join me there. So thanks for joining me here at home on my deck. Let's get started. The supplies that you'll need for today's experiment include glass jars, coffee filters, rubbing alcohol, a spoon or some other utensil, and various leaves, green leaves from your own backyard. I chose 4 different leaves: a silver maple, a red maple, a cherry tree leaf, and leaves from a river birch. So because I have 4 leaves, I have 4 different glass jars. You do the same depending on the number of leaves and jars that you have. So the first step for today's experiment is to take one of your varieties of leaves, start to shred it or tear it into small little pieces into your jar. Do that with probably about 5 or 6 leaves at least, depending on the leaf size, maybe more if they're small, like these leaves are. So the next step, after you have enough leaves broken up into your jar, is to use your spoon or other utensil to just kind of crush or break up the leaves inside the jar. You're trying to get some of the juices in the leaves or other things just to kind of start to release as you smash them. The next step will be to take your jar with the leaves that you have done some crushing and smashing with your spoon and add some rubbing alcohol. You want to add just enough to cover the leaves in the bottom of your jar. Once they're covered with alcohol, go ahead and use your spoon to give them a little crush again. See if you can just kind of grind them into that alcohol in the jar. So the last step for our experiment that we will be doing today is to add our coffee filters. Take it and roll it so that you can stick just one end down inside the liquid. Make sure it's good and submersed there in the liquid, and leave it sit. Once you've repeated the steps in each of your jars, and each one has a coffee filter soaking in it, you're done for today. We'll come back tomorrow and see what happens as that coffee filter begins to absorb the liquid inside the jar with the crushed leaves. See you then. So hi, I'm back with the results of my leaf changing experiment. We started this process almost 24 hours ago, so late yesterday afternoon. And I left the jars and coffee filters and liquids sitting on my kitchen counter last night. I have to say I was really tempted, and I went back and checked it all evening long looking for any changes and got kind of discouraged as nothing was happening. When I got up this morning, it was kind of the same thing. I saw very little color or very little changes to the coffee filters in my jars. As the afternoon has gone on though, I have finally started to notice some changes in colors, some different colors coming up on the filters themselves. So I guess that says that I should probably add patience to the list of supplies needed for this experiment. Come on, let me show you what happened with mine. Here are my 4 jars, each with rubbing alcohol and leaf mixture, plus coffee filter in them. I left the jars on a cookie sheet on my kitchen counter, and you can see that I put each jar on top of a piece of paper labeled with the type of tree that the leaves came from. As for the results, in this first jar with red maple leaves, you can see that the liquid turned green. Look closely at the coffee filter in that jar. Do you see the faint lines of both yellow and green? The results were the same for 2 other jars as well. The cherry tree leaves in this jar, and the colors on the coffee filter, and the silver maple jar here, and the same green and yellow results. The river birch was a different story though. The liquid turned green, but there is very little color on the coffee filter. So what do these results mean? The red maple, cherry, and silver maple leaves all produced both yellow and green results due to the carotenoid and chlorophyll pigments. That means that as those 3 trees start to change color, I bet they will be mostly yellow. I'm not sure what to make of the river birch results. I guess I'll watch and see what that tree does as the leaves begin to change. So I'm going to use the patience I referred to earlier, and I'm going to leave my jars and coffee filters and liquid on my counter for another night tonight. See what changes tomorrow. If there are any significant changes, I'll come back and share those with you. You do your own experiment at home with the leaves from your backyard and share your results with me too, please. For other ways to log off, shut down, and get outside, visit the MetroParks of Butler County website at yourmetroparks.net. Now get on outside and enjoy those leaves before they're gone. The colors are changing.